Let's take a look at our next freestyle drill, and this is going to be in that Tarzan progression. So this is going to be Tarzan going into strokes. So our athlete here is going to be starting out with the Tarzan drill and then starting to put their head down. So let's go over kind of the key points and things that we see and would emphasize as we're going through this drill. Our athlete here is going to be wearing fins to kind of start out with this progression. The fins here are really going to help keep those toes nice and pointed. What we really would like to see is the athlete have a nice strong kick here up at that surface. So here we have opportunity to bring those feet up and be a little bit higher than we currently are. The one thing with this drill where that'll be challenging is the head here is very, very high up, which is going to force the legs here to go down. We'd like to see the athlete kick as high as we can. So we like this drill a lot from a connection standpoint. We kind of see here a nice wide recovery on that right arm. And then check this out. As the arm here is approaching kind of that ear, what do we see here? We see that left hand then starting to go into that catch point right there. And this is something we really, really like to kind of see here from our athletes. Another drill that we like to do for connection is salute. At times, though, we do like to see this one a little bit more. Then what we'll see here is a great landing here in front of that shoulder. Now, this is going to promote a little bit more of a shoulder-driven recovery than a hip-driven, and you could technically do either. We do like this drill also for shoulder driven, or teaching our athletes to go shoulder driven, so that way they can really understand what it is to like to sprint and to have that connection also with getting that hand into that catch right away. So we take a look at the other side as we're recovering. The arm here is nice and wide as we're going over the water. And then we have a great entry point here coming in. As we take a look also at that hand here is starting to go down as we're just about, again, kind of passing that shoulder ear area. This is really good timing here by our athlete. I also want you to take notice here that we are a little bit popped here on this side as we're going up. That means the opposite side here is going down. And then we repeat this for 3 complete cycles. The head is up, looking forward. After that 3rd cycle, we instruct our athlete then to here put that head down. And then we want to see that just kind of those same things. Keep those arms going at that same tempo speed and keep everything the same. So here, nice wide recovery. Entry here in front of the shoulder. And then we are getting into that catch as that hand here is passing out past that shoulder. Again, nice wide recovery. Hand here in front of the shoulder. Again, nice wide. And then we start that catch as that hand is here. And now we can see also, look at the difference here between in the kick. So what we like to see in the kick, the fins here force us to keep the toes to be in a pointed position. Again, what we'd like to see with that kick is just for a very natural bend, nothing overly bendy, meaning the foot is, or the knee is just constantly just bending as we're moving through. If we do that, we should make sure that we get a nice activation here from the hip as we're performing the kick. When the feet rise up here, then we want to get those feet to be kicking down aggressively under the body. An important part to this drill is that the legs are really moving. So we'd like to also tell the athletes when you switch and then when the head here goes down, the foot, not only does the hand speed have to stay the same, but then the foot speed here has to increase. We like to see the feet stay up at the surface, having that white water, that boiling water, thunder kick. All those cues here are essentially going to kind of mean that same thing as we're going to be moving through the water here. We're going to shift our perspective a little bit here in a second to go under the water. And just again, here we're watching the kick. We like this drill kind of starting out because yes, the legs are deeper, but when they're deeper here, we can really kind of emphasize that down kick so that the athletes can kind of really feel like they're kicking that ball. So boom, right there, get those feet down and continue to feel like you're really, really kicking nice and strong. Take a different perspective of this now as on our return view. So here again, beautiful job, a wide recovery, head is up. It'll be difficult to see the timing here a little bit because of how far we are. Hand here's coming in front of the shoulder. Other side, then what we see is nice wide recovery. Hand here coming in front of the shoulder, and then we're kind of starting to come down. And what we see, again, nice wide recovery as we transitioned. Hand here in front of the shoulder. Strong kick. Take the other side here. Nice wide recovery. On top of the shoulder. Beautiful job right there. And we just keep that going there. And then athlete here, when he takes his breath, head is nice to the side. Goggle line is nice and low. And then we want to snap that head back into the water as the arm here is kind of starting to come over to that recovery past kind of that shoulder. And our athlete does a really nice job of that. We'll take a look here under the water for our kind of, here, actually we can look at our connection right here, and then we'll take a look underwater for our what's happening. So here the landing, and then as that hand's kind of coming over the water through the recovery, we're getting then into the catch. The same thing here as the arm then starts to get past that shoulder, we're getting into that catch. So this is really great connection by our athlete. Let's go under the water and take a look at what we see. We'll start out right here. So on our right arm, so we saw this a little bit in earlier Tarzan drill. We want to kind of get this power triangle shape, so we could move this right hand to be a little bit closer here to the body as we're going through, but this would probably be on the outer edge of what we would want to see. Our athlete does a really nice job here, just grabbing that water and then pulling through along the side of the body. Now here our athlete has an opportunity. We kind of see how that hand here drifts out. When we would be into this catch position, what we would want to see is, let's redraw that right there. We want to see, again, kind of more of this shape, this power triangle shape. So our athlete here has to kind of rotate in and bring that hand closer here to the body as we're pulling through. Now remember, every drill, every athlete's going to respond a little bit different. So we have to make sure that we remember to keep giving our athletes cues so to really help put them in a position of success. Sometimes some drills may take some iterations to be able to do so the athletes get a good feel of the water. So don't be discouraged if the first time it doesn't work out the way you'd like it to. Overall, if you found some great value out of this, be sure to drop a like and subscribe.